All right, I think we live now. This is I don't know, maybe about my second or third time using um, StreamYard. However, we're gonna try to do this. I had to do a little finagling with my computer, so it's not connected. It's on Wi-Fi connection, so it's looking kind of a little bit grainy here. But let's see. Yeah, I was intending on doing this live a few days ago. However, it's quite a bit going on. I'm always working. So I have a lot going on in terms of work that consumes a huge amount of my time. And then with all of the arrests that took place about 6 weeks ago, as you all know, I was arrested and detained here in the Gambia for they charged me with the misappropriation of funds or receiving funds under false pretenses. So as you guys know, I posted to my community channel that all of those charges have been dropped. The charges that were the accusations, the false accusations of last year, we have come to the finality of it. There was an investigation done by Gambian authorities into the financial and business dealings of myself and my business partner here last year, and it had been determined that there wasn't a case there. There was nothing there to take to a court. It didn't even make it to a court process. It didn't even make it to a court process. So the case, all of the charges were dismissed. And I actually put together something here. I've been writing it up for the last few days. It's like a statement. And I'm going to go ahead and read through this statement because, I'm actually very tired. I work Sunday through Saturday. I don't get any days off from what I'm doing. However, in this, all of this, everything that's been taking place and has taken place, is just another added, distraction, another pressure, another downfall for us as a community. So if anybody up here, could you see me clearly? Is the screen blurry, or could you see me clearly? So I'm just learning how to use StreamYard. I'm gonna go ahead and read this statement. I don't want to take up a lot of time. I'm gonna do a couple different statements, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. We'll see how this one come out tomorrow. Then I might just go ahead and do this one all over again. Okay, so as I said, all the charges have been dropped. It was two charges. One of them was really not a charge that even applied. However, the charge of receiving funds under false pretenses, that was actually dropped, and that was the whole basis of the accusations. Although there was a lot of wild and crazy accusations made last year, that was the basis of it. However, that has been proven through legal process to have been false accusations. Almost 1 year to the date. I'm reading this statement now. And then, like I said, I'm going to go lay down and get some rest. And then, we'll pick it up. It's going to be a conversation. It's definitely going to be a conversation. A conversation that must be had. There's a lot going on in this situation, but we got past the big part of it. Last week, Gambian authorities have decided not to pursue the case of fraud and mismanagement on behalf of my business invest, relocate Africa, and our partner business, our former partner at Cathey Real Estate. After a thorough investigation of receipts, financial records, and contracts, it was determined that there was no criminal activity. I presented a perfect paper trail based on my years of accounting experience and business management skills, including financial statements that show that I contribute over $20,000 of my own capital towards the project for the year in question, last year, 2020. This brings an absolute end to the false accusations made last year about our organization being a scam and being involved in criminal activity. This brings an absolute end. For all the good people out there, this is a win for us. At the same time, we lost so much. Many people were hurt from this blow up last year, which was more about market share and profits than illegal activity. Only a few people stepped in when they saw the chaos to help try to resolve the situation before it spun out of control. And we know that was the Excellent Alliance. And in true Pan-Africanist spirit, they intervened and tried to mediate this situation that was coming out of Gambia that was causing so much uproar all around the globe, all over Africa, all around the globe. However, their efforts were met with a high level of contempt. But I must make this statement. There was only a few YouTubers who were putting in overtime. They were putting in a high level of work to bring instability to the movement. And based on what you guys are hearing today, being that all the charges were dropped, the charges of fraud, and this being a scam, now things should become more clear. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, everything was investigated. I spent hours and hours and hours out of my time reporting to the police, making myself available to them, presenting documents, presenting information. It took a lot of time out of my already busy schedule to deal with this. It took money. I had to pay, bond, all of that stuff. You understand? I was arrested. But thank God today I've been cleared of those false accusations and those false charges. And that's the plain and simple and a hard fact that we have to deal with. Everyone was affected. Everybody's business was affected last year when all of this stuff took place. As soon as the doors opened for people to move freely around the globe, we had something almost as equally as devastating as COVID hit the diaspora community. And it was that chaos that broke out here in this small, beautiful country, the Gambia. It's a very, very tragic event. However, today we're seeing the conclusion of this event, and where people have closure now. If you didn't know before, or if you couldn't figure it out before, Now you have your closure. There's been an investigation. There's been a criminal investigation, and the charges could not stand up after a review of the financial information, the receipts, everything that was involved, everything that people wanted to see, or these fake justice-seeking YouTubers, was putting out there. As I said from day one, it wasn't for them to look at. They wouldn't be able to comprehend or understand it anyway. They do not do business. They don't understand business. They don't have business. People just work jobs and get on YouTube and try to, ride other people's coattail and make money off of, other people's notoriety. So these are not the type of people that you want to listen and go to for any type of information. Now you see the amount of time that went into all of this nonsense was nothing but buffoonery, all for no cause other than to destroy and to undermine the repatriation movement here in West Africa and all over the globe. Many people jumped right on it. A horrible display from our community to the world, as I have said from day one. I never saw it as an attack on me. I was just sitting back saying, wow, look at this community before the world. Now, if you fall into the category of those who are in disbelief as to, there being no charges, there being no scam, right? Let me share this with you. Just know this. No individual can force their opinions on the rule of law. No individual can force what they believe or what they want to believe happened onto rational thinking people or a judicial processes and judicial system. And this is what is required for a rule of law. There's measures to ensure adherence to the principle of supremacy of the law. Okay, there's laws that exist. You just can't say that somebody did something and not prove that. You have to be able to establish it. You have to have proof. That's what the whole legal process is there for. These people that are investigators and things, these are people who have law degrees. These aren't YouTubers. This is not a small thing. This is a very serious happening that took place here in Gambia. There is criminal implications, definitely, and financial liable implications. My people that are lawyers out there, we have a right, or we have a responsibility to make sure that the individuals that were responsible for this are held accountable. Just as they tried to hold me accountable, they shall and will be held accountable, and we should want that. We should want that for everything that was lost. Everything that was lost. People lost jobs. People lost investment. People lost hope. I think that's the greater thing. People lost hope in such a great movement. This was a slap in the face to the ancestors that many of these people are proclaiming to represent. They represent our ancestors, not. So we have to have the rule of law, separation of powers, participating in decision making, legal certainty, avoidance of arbitrariness, and procedural and legal transparency. That's called rule of law. Thank you. I have to get some tea. I told everyone I'll make a commitment to be here. You know, last year, let me go ahead and continue reading this, and I'm going to do it in a more structured way. You guys never saw me on YouTube because, you know, I have a life. You know, most people up there, they don't really have a life like that, so they can spend huge amount of time on YouTube and trying to create content and make money. But I'll tell you, the money's not good unless you're selling some land or selling something else. But the regular YouTube money, and it's definitely not good enough to sell out a whole people and a whole nation. But you'll find people who do that just for a few $100s. So we gotta be careful who we look to as our leaders. If they're not doing any work here, if they're not in Africa, they're just making content. They're not anyone to be taken serious. You know, the people that's on the ground doing work, those are the people you should be following. Those are the people you should be listening to. Continuation. From day one, I was guilty before proven innocent. The same judgment that our oppressors have used to mass incarcerate our people. So we have our own people here using the same methodology that the oppressor uses. I've been, it's like I said in the past, the Chinese man didn't bring me to court, the Lebanese man didn't bring me to court, the Indian man didn't bring me to court, trying to undermine my business, trying to take over my business. Right. He does it to everyone who tries to do something positive in Africa. Jason King. Okay, Jason, I wouldn't know who you were talking about in that statement. He does this to everyone. However, back on the topic of the charges being dropped, the allegations being false of last year. Thank you, Exodus Alliance. Thank you, Brother RJ. Thank you, Brother Fode. Thank you, Sister Ya. Thank you, Shakina Shindu, for coming and standing up at that time as true Pan-Africanist leaders. These are your true leaders. These are your true leaders, not these gossip column bloggers. Okay, Brother RJ said during that time that the media has been used to spew the most violence and disgusting narratives about Africa. Now today, it's our very own people doing it to our own self. You know, coming from the U.S., I have no illusion about our loyalty as a community. I've seen the worst. Even when I go back there, I still see the worst. And this is after decades of being removed from there. There's still the generational self-hate and curse in our communities that have destroyed and eliminated our communities, eliminated our generations, and eliminated our young men and women. These utterly destroyed. I went back within the time frame. I was back 2 or 3 people died from, people that I know very well that, like a little niece to me, passed away, due to circumstances and chemical. It's just a lot of stuff going on. However, Africa is a way out for many of us, but we have to be careful because we have a lot of the sickness from the U.S. following over here to Africa. Destroying, tearing down. Everyone was looking to cash in on the situation. Everyone was looking to get their YouTube channel numbers up. Everyone's out there trying to be a YouTube celebrity. Jump right into the business of a legitimate Pan-Africanist organization over here and help tear down. The main ones, they really didn't care because their agenda is to tear down. Are people following and looking up at with people who have the name devil? Some of these people, their name is equivalent to basically saying the devil, and you're following these people. Yes, 2C. These were the charges that Shantae accused me of, that I was arrested for, they have been dropped, didn't make it to the court process. Most black people with common sense knew I was innocent. Yes, yeah. I think most people knew for the most part, and they just seen it. However, there is a lot of liability that's involved in it. It was a horrible thing, and like I said, it was never about the accusers. It was about people here on the ground. I'm not going to mention their name because I'm not even going to give them any attention like that. Who were here, who are YouTubers, who recently did 3 videos speaking about me, said that I had a Ponzi scheme going on. All of these videos is information that could be used in court. All of these videos that made, we downloaded so many videos, so many screenshots. There's no question that there was a huge campaign of defamation. Everybody knows. All the people, there were millions of dollars involved. We didn't have a little shop here. We had a major business, major business. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, what I wrote down. Okay, since then, everyone wanted to capitalize off of, because we had over 550 people who were coming to our community. This was presented as evidence. We have 550 people, so that was a large, they gave us detailed information about who they were, their financial status, their families. So these were people who were committed to the new movement that were coming over here. We've already had, over 50 people that committed financially. All right, so we had a large financial organization. When it happened, everyone wanted to capitalize on the situation, whether they were trying to get their YouTube channel subscribers up so they can get monetized. And I'll tell you, it's not a lot of money in that. Unfortunately, a large percentage of our market, most of our market came from YouTube. So we were automatically married to this social media and this media. But at the same time, 80% of it is just, entertainment and, people looking, to find some pastime, after they get off a hard days of work. This is where they go for their drama. If anybody have any questions, I want to answer your questions. There's so much that has been done in the past to try to suppress me from speaking. Even now, you guys will not believe what is going on here with people who should be taking a more of a responsible role in this movement, trying to bring me down. It's all over. But they're still trying to manipulate the system. They're still trying to manipulate the law, and right now, my people are very upset. They want their, they wanted answers. Now they got the answers. Now they want people to be held accountable for what was done. People are very upset about all of this blow up, and they want to know what happened and why. But there's people here that have leadership roles. I'm not talking about the accusers either. You know what I mean? We were way here before the accusers. I've been here 7 years. Me and other people that's involved in this dispute been here 3 or 4 years living. And set up something this horrible to welcome the brothers and sisters to the U.S., to Gambia. Naturally, through the whole time, I was sitting back. They got a saying, I was just sitting back, the first 3 months, the people asked why did it take so long. The first 3 months, we were trying to save the situation. A mosquito. The first 3 months, we were trying to save the situation. And there was so much nonsense going on in the first audit. well, like I said, that it was so much going on. There was coercion, there was false information being put in. It was so messy. That wasn't going to go anywhere. At that time, we were being given information about, a conspiracy trying to undermine us and things like that. It was real. It was real sloppy, and to have the camera on all of us, you would think that something like this wouldn't take place. But when you got people, I call them kamikaze haters. What I mean? They don't care about their own reputation. They don't care if they're going to go down, as long as they take you down with them. So that's what you saw, a bunch of kamikaze haters, and they were willing to go up there and lie. I mean, there's a group of people here on the ground that just will lie like this. No question, just lie. Lie to you. Most of you people know by now, they don't have any integrity. And that's, after the first 3 months, we weren't able to break any ground. I had to go to the States for a few months. So I was in the States visiting family, taking care of my business there. I have, as I always stated, I have other business and things going on. I wasn't dependent upon anything that was coming from this situation. It would have been grand. It would have helped out a lot of people. However, like I said, I was already secure. So, my mom passed away. I had to go to the States, and I stayed there for quite a few months. Then, once I returned, my family, being that, I was gone and we've been through so much together, we went on a vacation. That's when you saw us in Ghana. Okay? So, people were thinking, people wanted to see something bad happen to me. We did very well over the past year, very well. While other people had trial and tribulation, hardship after hardship. I was accused of breaking in to one of the accusers' home. I was dragged down to the authorities for that. It would cost me time, energy, and money on that situation. I had nothing to do with that. People, if you're out there, right, in the early part of this situation, the best thing was to do in the situation was just to stay away from it. A lot of people got involved in it. If you got involved in it, and you got on the wrong side, then that's just you came to the continent and became immediately a part of the problem, and you're still a part of the problem today. And Africa don't need you here. As I told you, I have family and I have children here. All of the attackers they're not married here. They're married to other people from diaspora, if they're married at all. These people don't have any real interest here. They just came here trying to, make some money and see if they can wing it here. The first time ever stepping on the African continent, and within 2 weeks caused a major disruption, just a few people. That's very, very dangerous. All that has done is brought attention to everybody that's over here in the movement. That's all. It didn't do anything positive. Nothing positive. Destroyed a lot of hopes and aspirations for people. Showed the worst side of the Black community. All for what? All for nothing. So you have all of these YouTubers that wanted to get involved. And then, after a month or two, they started coming out trying to sell their own products, trying to, capitalize off the movement here, just small-minded, desperate, attempts to make money and to get in a lane where they see people that's really making things, happen, really making things pop off. And that's exactly what we were doing here. And that created a lot of jealousy. Created a lot of jealousy from people here on the ground that didn't want to see us and our community, their own people, do well. Okay, as in the first inquiry, I fully cooperated. I had no problems. I'm proud to show people my work. I don't care, I don't hide no financials because you can't make money hiding financials. How are you going to manage multi-million dollars by, you can't do that with a little notepad. When you're hiding something, that's when you use your little notepad. And you don't have records. But I had all of that in place, which was apparent, because if I didn't, I would have been made to pay that money. They would have made, they'll make you pay here. You're gonna have to pay, or you're gonna go to jail. Or, they do, it's no, you're not getting around the system here. If you do something and a person can establish that you did them wrong, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to answer. During the time of the Exodus Alliance, during that time, it was shared by Sister Yah, prepare yourself for it to be, other than, what they're saying the situation is. I mean, the brothers and sisters, they once they got involved, they was able to pick up on it real quick. It was said that it seems like they came and they burned this business down and set up the same business right across the street. However, today we are coming into the reality of that statement made by Sister Yard that all the charges have been dropped and there was no scam. A lot of people are mad. A lot of people mad it wasn't a scam. They wanted to be a scam so bad. You understand what I mean? Sorry, it wasn't a scam. Okay, so it has been determined that all the allegations were false and misleading to the public, destroying over 20 jobs, the investment of over 40 people, the community of 550 people. The toll on the community was devastating. Just our business, we were taking in, over 100K in 8 months. All right, during a global lockdown, we were doing it. We were making it happen. It wasn't just about, the YouTube videos. We had all the processes, all the systems in place, and we were making it happen as a community. I was definitely set up, brother. If you look at some of the older videos, you'll see that. Matthew B. 52, what's up? How you doing? If anybody have any questions, I can answer them here. There was a lot of things that I just wasn't saying in the past because really at that point, I knew it would go all the way to the court process and the criminal process. So, after that first, after the Exodus Alliance said what they needed to say, I was like, okay, I'm just going to give it some time. And then because there has to be, you can't do something of that magnitude and then it just all blow over or it all gets swept under the rug. So it all came out, all of the people, the main people involved have been exposed. And that was the biggest part, really getting the actual, instigator behind it. This is the hard and simple fact that we must confront as a community. If there was no criminal charges, what was it all about? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Come on now. You understand? Our repack community, that's over here in the Gambia, everybody, floating around, they got, the type of fear that people have over here of certain individuals is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because they don't want to get drawn into any drama. So you have You have people over here that's willing to lie, cheat, and still do anything to maintain their level of celebrity, which has vastly declined. That they'll go on public smear campaigns and they'll do that. But like I said, all of that, garbage has been fully exposed. It's all out. You guys made content. I don't know. Around the time everything was taking place with us, we had about 30 or 40 people making videos, trying to get in on it. Trying to get on, trying to be seen on YouTube. You want to be seen, create some content, do something meaningful. This was witnessed by the people of Gambia. Gambian officials, even now, you guys don't see what I see. Gambia is a small country. They know everything that's going on. Everything. There was people trying to help the situation. If you're just coming over here, thank you, Mahana, the repat. Thank you. Like I said, like me, it was never a question. I was never in a state of, I was disappointed that, so many people were hurt financially. That hurt me the most. But, all the false accusations, I could care less about them because I've been doing good my whole life. I've always run into people that, don't really have much going on. Then you try to help them. Then they try to screw you over. But at the end of the day, they still be by themselves and broke while you be living it up. The whole ordeal was witnessed by the world. The whole ordeal. One of the most saddest parts about it is that people actually spent time working behind the scenes here in the Gambia, meeting up to conspire and to inspire hate amongst themselves and to put that hate on to YouTube. And it's so nice that everything has that's coming out and everybody's seeing the players and all of the wickedness that's coming over here from a few individuals. When everything was happening, I was sitting back, like I already knew that everything would come out. I was like, yeah, people are just starting to come, but wait till they get over here. Wait till they get over here for a week or two. And then you started to see that. People came over, they thought one thing. When they got here, they immediately grew disappointed by, a lot of this was taking place of people getting involved with the wrong crowds. From day one, getting involved with the wrong people and getting exploited. Okay, in my opinion, though some of the content was useful and that it was brought to light the discrepancies in the stories that were being told. Being that it had to be out there, it's nothing that we can do. So all anybody can do is just look at the videos and dissect. Well, but at the same time, the majority of people that are looking at videos, they're like, oh, look at his body language, he's lying, this and that, he's on drugs, all this crazy nonsense. People are just poor judges of character. It would have been the best thing to do would have been to keep it out of the public domain altogether with regards to this business matter. The gossip about celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? You gossiping about them, that's not going to have a financial impact on them. They're still going to be rich. All they got to do is go play basketball or pick up a mic or make a record, or play in their shows. And you can talk about them and their relationships all day. You YouTubers that's out there, Stay away from the repat community, especially the Pan-Africanist brothers that's making things happen. Do something else with your time. Do something else with your time, because this movement, it is no joke, man. This is you talking about people's future, people's way out. Making content and people that my family. It's crazy, man, what's going on. But it's all to an end now. It's all over now. I will not be prosecuted for anything. It was crimes for me to go to jail. I'm not going to jail. I didn't do anything to go to jail for. Right. Black America Television. Yeah, like I was saying, these people that are on YouTube making content, I said they need to stay away from people here who are Pan-Africanists and keep their content, their gossip, to people on, celebrities. That's that's the appropriate place for that. What did the world see from the Black community last year? They seen from diaspora a huge amount of negative and dysfunction. Sister, people were just so disappointed and disgusted. But you guys just understand that 70% of the people that were up there making comments, these people are suffering from severe emotional and mental issues. These aren't credible people in the world. A lot of these people are there. If you physically put your eyes on them, you could clearly see that something's wrong with them. To be up there stirring up and being involved with nonsense and interjecting their nonsense, making judgments about people they do not know. Especially people that's doing the most and making it happen. Then they get up there and casting judgments about them. And you can't even see their YouTube channel. They have nothing up there because they have nothing to show, because they're about nothing. Now, what the world had seen last year was major dysfunction coming from the Black community. Major dysfunction coming from the Black community here in the Gambia. We have people come over here attack Gambian families. I have Gambian families. A lot. It's so crazy because I have a lot of family here and I have a lot of people that I know here. And, it's unfortunate that we have to come and be like, hey, listen, these people attack me over here. You understand what I'm saying? These people attack me, man. They try to dog me and my family out, man. They wanted to see the worst for us. You understand? And that's, everybody know that. That's not the type of thing that's over here. It's a lot of division and more people coming over here. But like I said, I think the biggest problem has been addressed. The biggest problem, where most of the problem is coming from, now that, she's been exposed, things are starting to clear up here a little bit. Over the past year, you guys have seen the revelation of everything, that it was jealous hate towards my success. I'm a businessman. I'm a business developer. I don't need nobody to come help me with my business. I know all about business. And anybody that's around or anybody that know me, that interact with me, know I'm serious. This is what I do. I get up, 5:30, 6 in the morning, I start my day, and then I'm at it doing high level business stuff. Okay, so if you're just tuning in and you haven't had an opportunity to hear what's taking place, all of the charges of fraud and mismanagement, or the charge of fraud and mismanagement, were dropped by Gambian authorities. It did not make it to even a court process. Okay, Here are things called contracts. All of that stuff was in place. Contracts, receipts, everything accounted for, perfect paper trail. It was there from day one. We had an extraordinary business system in place. Okay, so now, being that there was YouTubers here on the ground that were all in my business, all of my business. Once I went off and I started working with our Cathey, there was people that were just so obsessed, with that situation. They just couldn't allow that to happen here in Gambia. Somebody else that was, that would outshine them. And that's where this horrific and horrendous attack came from. And that is what the world had to see coming from Pan-Africanists, so-called Pan-Africanists. But I will tell you, there's no real movement here. There's no movement. This is the game. This is how it is in the Gambia. All right? Come to the Gambia with whatever little bit of money you got, get a YouTube channel. Start asking for donations. Become a part of the in crowd. All right, become a part of the in crowd. You have to get approval depending on what camp you're in. People are looking to get approval by people that shouldn't be approved. Let me say that again. People are looking to get approval by people who themselves should not be approved to do anything. These self-appointed Pan-African leaders, they're nothing but more than scammers. All right? Me and my business partner are probably the only two people that didn't have a scam going on here. Every single YouTuber has been caught up in one way, shape, or form with some type of something got missing, somebody's money got taken, or something like that. Now that's the truth. Okay. It's been established that there was no criminality involved, so there was no scam present in our operations. Thanks to YouTube have given us, now, to those who have contributed, anybody at that time, of course, that took the side of the accusers, they would find themselves liable. And liable means that you were responsible for the financial loss of someone else. If I was charged, if I was convicted, if it went to the court process, they still would have to had to convict me. So even if it went into the court process, there would still had to be a conviction for the crime to hold me liable for the loss. But that did not happen. So liability falls on the accusing party. And that's just plain and simple. If you put yourself out there and put yourself in the middle of situations, and then you go to the extent that went to, of course you're gonna be liable. It's not me, it's just what you did. It's your actions, and we should be held accountable for actions, just like everybody. Everybody wants to see me held accountable for my actions. These women groups that have formed and formed these, teams to try to dig up information about me, to try to destroy my reputation, making all types of comments to make sure they try to run off anybody who had any sense and seen other than them. Okay. So let me go on and continue to read. So YouTube is you had a lot of people up there that was entertaining this and putting people on their platform only to be a detriment to them, only to, create, evidence against the very people that they act like they're trying to help. But they get them up there and then they have them talking and they creating all of this, evidence to be used against them. We are our own worst enemy. We are our own worst enemy. We give our people a platform, we give them the stage to hang themselves. Calling, can you call in? Hold on, let me see. I think so. I'm just trying to figure out how to use this. Let me see. Comments, private chat, settings. I know somewhere invite. Okay, I can invite. Let me see. I just got the link here. If anybody want to come on, they can try to come do this link. Invite. Copy the clipboard. I'm gonna put it in this chat down here. That's why I wanted to do this right here. Get some people to come on that wanted to talk about this. It was so much, probably million views, a million that went towards the drama and all the lies. Let's spend a little time on this truth. Let's get all these questions answered. Everybody wanted, their questions answered. They wanted to know the truth. Now the truth is out. How do you feel about the truth? I heard it said that the truth came out that I would get a public apology. Now is the time. Sometimes people, they have an idea in psychology called suspension of disbelief. That's when a person make themselves, they keep telling themselves something over and over and over again that they come to believe it outside of all reason. Very, very dangerous place to be, especially on a continent where you don't have, you really don't have any rights. This is not your country. Before I get up, you're not going to remove me from Gambia because I have children here. If I left this country, I'm still here. If I left out of this country, I am still here. Okay, let me see. We got Miss Trina Jackson. Lady of class, how you doing? Anybody have any questions, man? I'd love to answer your questions. It's a time of truth and reconciliation. Excuse me. I'm trying to use this. Hey, Miss Jackson, how you doing?
Hello, Kwesi. How you doing?
Questions, man? I'd love to answer your questions. Good. You got the TV on in the background. You turn it down.
Yeah, I had to turn the TV down. How you doing?
I'm trying to use this. Good. It's been a minute.
Hello, Kwesi. How you doing?
Questions, man? I'd love to answer your questions. Good. You got the TV on in the background.
I had to turn the TV down. How you doing?
Is that your TV in the background?
That's not my TV. That's you in the background. Hello, Kwesi. How you doing? Okay, I just want to say, that's not my TV. That's you in the background. It's just a big echo.
Okay, I want to get Trina in here, but I think it's, hold on a second, Trina. I'm going to try to get you back in.
Okay, hold on. I just want to say, that's not my TV. That's you in the background. It's just a big echo. Okay.
Okay, I want to get Trina in here, but I think it's, hold on.
I hear you now. Okay, hold on. I just want to say, that's not my TV.
Okay, so I tried to get Trina in. That was my first time. I'll try to get her back in a second. Okay, Ghana Mama. Thank you, Ghana Mama. It's all over. You were innocent. We were, like I said, I had another business, other businesses that we were doing. So, it didn't really get too much slow for me. We've been very busy, been very blessed. We could have done more. We could have done a lot more in our community. Hadn't it been for the accusations. Let me try to see if I can get Trina in there. Hold on a second. Other businesses that we were doing. So, it didn't really get too much slow for me. We've been very busy, been very blessed. We've done more. We've done a lot more in our community. Had it been for the application process, we're gonna have to, I'll work on that. I don't know why I couldn't get Trina in. However, I'll continue to read my statement. I wanted to come on tonight, to at least speak to everyone with regards to their arrest, because I made it public, of course, that I got arrested, and all the charges were dropped. Did not make it to the court process. Now, this whole situation, you guys listen to me closely here. Listen to me closely here. There was people here on the ground that were encouraging that behavior. I already told y'all who it was, but I don't want to go into it too much on this. Not that I'm scared of the person, because I've said enough about the situation. They just did 3 videos on her channel about me. They encouraged it. Others, YouTubers that were here that should have took a position to protect you guys from that. YouTubers that were here that did not do anything, you got to question that. What part did they have to play in it? Why would YouTubers here on the ground embrace, attackers and defamers of people that were here already for years? Soon as people jump off the plane, ready to tear down, you embrace them, you elevate them, only to cause them to self-destruct. That's horrible for your own agenda, and that's the type of thing that's going on here. Everybody got their fielding. I'm gonna do more of these lives, and I'll get up there. Trina will get up there and talk. I know Trina for many years. Since I was in the States making my way, come over. Many other people. I've established long-term relationships with. During my 2 years in the repatriation movement market. I've established relationships with people. Have many conversations with people, and many of those conversations just were taken in vain, because when the drama started, people that I've been talking to, just to shed some light on the situation here, they immediately jumped over the other side and took to the drama, because that's just what type of people they are. Birds of the same feather flock together. That's what people were saying. Hey, they scaring people, Kwesi and Art. Now you should know that 80% of the people that you're seeing over here, they are, they all down together. A team of liars and suppressed people that's intimidated and suppressed by liars, and they're just going with the flow. You got people that's scared, that's just hiding behind the scene. They don't want to be seen. It's just, that's not what this movement is about. Everybody should come over here. It should be like, the love train over here. It should be, a celebration. But it's not. It's like this little, all these lies that have been told and spread and shared. There are, more things are going to come down the line, and that's going to happen, due to this situation. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And, like I said, we did nothing but put ourselves in the situation. I made a video last year saying that, people coming over here have to be monitored. That Gambia need to put some systems in place, not for the people that's the good people, but for the bad people. Who wouldn't want that to happen? Who wouldn't want systems to be put in place, especially after seeing what happened last year, to save your investment? You're going to have to trust in somebody. And trust me, if you come over here and we're not together, you're going to get got. Don't come over here thinking Gambia, Africa is sweet. Gambian brothers and sisters, they are very loving and peaceful people, but they're people just like you are. There's a lot of, theft over here. A lot of theft. People will lie in your face and take your money. It's no room over here for a lot of error. There's not, and for us to be over here separated, you're going to be picked off one by one. Bow, 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 bow. You understand? You're going to be picked off, you're going to get discouraged, and you're going to end up going back for half of us. But for those of us who are coming together, like me, I have, as I always say, a large family. So we're always doing things and making it happen with our businesses and stuff like that. So I'm straight over here. I don't need anybody. I'm already secure. My role was to help other people. And I had no problem doing that. You're not going to get another team like me and my former business partner. She's a true Pan-Africanist. She talked the talk, she walked the walk. When that money came, she gave over every penny of that money because she didn't need it. She had followers. She had brands. You guys, a lot of people that I was watching just wasn't thinking. You take the word of two people struggling that didn't have a job over seasoned entrepreneurs that have large networks and have established multi-million-dollar businesses and work in various professional capacities, 20, 30 years. But you go with the hype. It killed us. I call it the burning of Black Wall Street, the Gambia. But all the rioters weren't white people. They were all Black people. And we always rioting to bring each other down. The involvement of the YouTubers here, acting in a capacity of Pan-Africanists, calling people to come to Africa to create one big community of instability. One big community of instability. These people that are calling you over, they're not preparing you in the right type of way. They're just calling you over here to get money out of you. I heard some of the statements that I've heard from these people are very upsetting. Talking about people are buying land and they don't have the money, but you're directing them into situations where you're taking advantage of their impulse buying instead of doing a collective project that will bring equality to everybody depending on their financial situation. They got something called creative financing. You got 100 people, everybody don't need the money. That's what they got credit for. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that people. Then you have people, developers and people that want to come in and help communities, but you have people that don't want to connect you in with that. We had a multi-million-dollar, situation going on here with land development. All of that's going to be brought up, and all of that's going to come out, and all of that is why the attack came. We have multiple streams of income already coming in. When the allegations came, we had 80% of the investors' money. 80% of the investment money on its way in. Payments started to come in. All of that, people started asking for refunds of their investment as well as the bookings that started to come in because of the false allegations which has been established by the proper authorities, not some YouTubers. Sitting in the UK. These events that took place last year here in Gambia has nothing but weakened our position here on the continent. It brought in question our motives here on the continent. This will only continue to get worse as we move forward and do not put in place the proper safeguards, the proper systems for community governance. So we are working. There's a group here that's forming to address issues within the community. You know, there's a group, it's a anonymous group of individuals from the diaspora that are coming together to address issues that are facing the community here and is much needed. And all of that's being done in the background. Of course, there was a public organization here that was supposed to do that. That turned out to be a hypocritical organization. You know, however, that don't mean we have to stop in our organization to bring back all the good people. All the good people. We're gonna meet in private, and things gonna be done in that type of way, because you have a lot of people. A lot of people are just talking. It's ridiculous how many people, you know, are just sitting by listening, so they can make a call. Hey, this guy is on the video. He said something, you know, or sending emails and trying to dry snip. There's all types of crazy stuff. But there is a web of liars in here that are looking to just continue to bring, division, and you just have to watch out for them. You can see them. You know the real. If you don't know the real ones from the fake ones, then you're in the right crowd. Okay. So people have asked me some questions. I think the biggest question is what happens to all the investors. Once liability is established, whoever is liable for the money. So from there, I've stated in the past that we have a class action suit. I don't do anything for jokes and giggles. Anything I do, I'm serious about it. Hit me up, and then we'll talk about the steps we have to take to recover what was lost. Anybody that participated in the defamation, if it was more than likely, there's information regarding your involvement, and then in that case, you're liable, and you won't be entitled to anything. There was a few people investors that wanted to go on social media and make videos or post on social media their dissatisfaction. Those videos were downloaded, and as I said, you're a part of the liable party now because of your actions and what you did. So that's the question that people were asking last year. Now you have an answer. All of those people that were out seeking answers last year and was so overly concerned about the case, I want you guys to get motivated. Get motivated, and let's figure out how we're going to help the people that were hurt. All right, let's change our motivation now and figure out how we're going to help all these investors and these people that lost jobs here. How are we going to do that? Hit me up, Kwesi BOYD at yahoo.com. I'm not waiting on it. At the time of the chaos, we had 550 community members, over 120 people, over 230 people interested in real estate. Over 120 of them are committed by purchasing a report from us and real estate tour once they receive REIT share. Over 20 Gambians and Sierra Leoneans working for us. Over 100 Gambians trained over the past 3 years to invest relocate Africa with my own money. All right. I have to go back to the YouTubers that was here and, their coalition and how they don't care about none of that. They don't care about Pan-Africanism. Everybody know the work that I do and how I sacrifice to lay a foundation here. They care nothing about that. Attack my character, even though they know the allegations were false and they did not have any proof. In fact, there's proof out there that they conspired. They wanted to bring it down so that they can profit off of the confusion that will come after. It's called major division and major instability here, major damage to Gambia's reputation, and brought us to the attention of the Gambian high authorities. High authorities. Even to this day, that the type when I was going through the legal process, you have people interfering. You have people interfering. My sister was the first one that apologized. She said, "I'm sorry. Sorry, Kwesi, you have to go through this." I was like, you know what? It's not even me. You know what I mean? It's everybody. She was there holding them down, the business systems. We had a lot of good, strong business people that just weren't, that just was, it was a tragic event that, these people would attack these people in the name of friendship. Okay, so let's see, how long is this live? I've been up here about an hour so far, I think. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out for the night, and then I'll get back on and do another video in a day or two. Okay, yeah. Get back with you guys in a day or two. However, in conclusion of this live, all charges have been dropped. All allegations were false. Now we can go to the next chapter. It's not over. It's not over. There's a lot of liability. We need to get everything out. We need to get everything out what happened. So until the next video, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.